Hi, today we're talking about marketing automation for your startup. So, what do we mean by marketing automation? First, it is just a set of tools or technology that is used to automate certain practices in marketing. For instance, if you're sending out emails to a lot of prospective clients or to your existing clients, you might want to, instead of doing those by hand each and every time, is to create email threads in an automation platform that automatically send out those emails to everyone. In the olden days, we used to do a mail merge where we would take a list of contacts and we would put those into our email platform, and it was able to combine the first name with whatever the email was and embed those in there and then send those out. However, doing something that way, if you're trying to bootstrap, I mean, that's one way to do it, but there's so many platforms now that you don't have to rely on doing things in a manual way. Besides, those ways of doing things in the past didn't give you really any visibility into who is opening your email, who's clicking on the links if you do provide them in the body, who's clicking on those, did they take the time to read all of them. Today's marketing tools allow you to gather so much information about your existing clients and your prospective clients and anybody you're engaging with via an email platform. So this is a great way to just learn more, to get your information out there, and you don't have to scale your team significantly in order to set it up. That's the beauty of it, is that a lot of times you can just set it and let it run on its own, and obviously check in to make sure it's running efficiently or updating any content. But if you haven't thought about marketing automation and you're a startup, it's probably time to start thinking about that, especially as you grow bigger and you get more people coming to your site and either filling out forms or downloading content or something like that. You want to do something with the emails that you're getting. You don't want to just have them stored somewhere. So even sending out emails to your audience that announce, oh, we put out a press release, or we had an update to our product, or we were named in an article. Those are all great things to do to engage your audience. So let's go over some of the benefits of marketing automation. First, it really does allow you to efficiently use your resources. So this is not only for your people resources, but also money, because once you pay for the platform, you can use it for whatever you want to do. Most platforms do not have a limit on the number of emails that you can send. And if they do, then you probably should look at another platform. But they also help you in terms of time, and time is the most valuable resource. Especially as a startup, there are so many things that you should be doing from a marketing perspective that spending time sending emails and putting that together each and every time, it's a huge time sink. Whereas, you could just invest time in putting these emails together, load them into the system, tell it when to send the emails, and you can put in triggers. For instance, if somebody opens an email and clicks on a link, do you want something else to be delivered to that client? Do you want somebody to reach out to them? There's so many things that you can build into these platforms to increase the engagement and also to identify people who are more interested in your product than others. It also increases the customer experience or enhances it, because you're not just relying on sending emails here and there. You can set a certain cadence of these emails. You can get them information quicker. It also enables you to get in front of them a lot faster or a lot more in a repetitive way, so that you don't have huge swaths of time in which you don't engage with your audience. You also, like I said at the beginning of this video, is that you can make data-driven decisions. If you're not able to track how many emails you send, who you're sending it to, if they're opening it, if they're looking at it, if they have clicked on a link, if they have downloaded an asset, the lack of that information doesn't allow you to make the right decisions about what content you should be sharing going forward. It can also help indicate for you what subject matters are of interest to your audience, and those subject matters that you choose or subject lines that you choose can also dictate what kind of content you should do going forward, or where you should be focusing your efforts. So it not only provides a way to communicate with your audience, but it gives you so much information about what you should be doing elsewhere in your organization. And it also allows you to scale at a grand level. I mean, if you only have one person, and that's been my case, throughout my career, is that I'm either one of two marketing people at an organization. And if I'm spending a lot of my time writing emails, is that really a good use of my time over and over again? Whereas I can set it and kind of forget it for a period of time until I need to check in again and make edits or updates. So it allows you to have the idea that you have this big team, but you can do it on just having one or two individuals working on this. So, what are the best practices when you're looking at marketing automation? The first thing is to start small and scale. You don't want to get access to a platform that allows you to do marketing automation and then use all the bells and whistles in it, especially because there is a learning curve for these things. And the longer you take to put everything into practice, the gap in time can be extremely valuable. So if you can put together, say, 3 emails and have them be delivered 1 week apart or 3 days apart or something like that to people who are submitting their contact information to you, that's a really great way to get started. And then you can build from there. You can add in the triggers. You can add in other actions that you want to happen. You can add in other threads, so it can go from one thread to another thread depending on how engaged this audience is. So start small and then scale. You also want to focus on the customer journey. So you definitely don't want to create just random emails that are not going to have an impact on the way somebody is thinking about your product. You want to think of a narrative for like a set of emails. If you're doing like 8 of them, what conversations would you have with an early stage person who's looking at your solution or evaluating it? You want to start out by introducing your company or introducing the product, talking about some of the pain points. I mean, all of these things can be several different emails. Then you can give them, like information, like a report or something like that shows how the problems can be solved. You can also show case studies if you have those, incorporate that into your emails. So there's a lot of different things that you can incorporate, but it should follow the customer journey and not just be random, because then it won't make sense to the person reading the emails. You also want to monitor and optimize your emails. If you see that there's certain subject lines that aren't working or that people aren't clicking into the email, there's probably something going on in terms of either the delivery time of the emails, maybe people don't see it, or it's being filtered somewhere, or you're using icons or things that email servers don't like in either the subject line or the body. So you may want to make it more simpler so that it gets past all of those filters and those firewalls. So make sure you're monitoring what's happening and then optimize for it. Either improve the emails, improve the rate at which you're sending them. There's so many triggers and levers that you can use when you're optimizing a marketing automation platform. And you also want to maintain a human touch. One of the drawbacks of marketing automation is that it can feel very robotic. So, and then you also don't want customers to think that there isn't anybody behind these emails, like you've just set it and forget it. So you do want to have email setup or email cadence or sequence or whatever they're called within the marketing automation platform, or drip campaign. There's so many names for it, that you set those up that are standard for anybody that's coming into the organization. But you also want to have specific emails that you draft, that are more timely, or that you put somebody's name in there in the signature that is a real person, and then they can engage with the person who replies to that email. You always want to maintain and review all of the things coming in to make sure that you have some sort of human touch to it, so that people just don't see the company as, an entity that cares not about its audience. So those are my tips for marketing automation and the best practices. I do have a lot more in the blog where I talk about the challenges and potential solutions for what you're looking for in a marketing platform, or marketing automation platform. So check those out, and I will see you on the next vlog.